Welcome back to Dryhollowhomestead. It's morning. I haven't drank all my coffee yet. We still have plenty of people awake already. But I wanted to bring you along and show you how I make my coffee. I do a bulletproof coffee every morning. I think that helps me get so much done, gives me so much more energy than just a plain coffee with a lot of health benefits. You can always Google a bulletproof coffee. I've in the past been very strict keto with no sugar whatsoever, no carbs. I don't really eat that way all the time. I'm very, I do believe protein and fats are very important and that carbs just round things out. I do a lot of carbs, healthy carbs for my children, and I make sure that if I'm eating it or, and even when the kids are eating it as much, no empty carbs.
Look at this hamster.
With just white flour that hasn't been soured, or we like to do einkorn or whole wheat. I have a grinder, so stick around if you want to see how I make coffee the bulletproof way. So we start by heating up water. I have a little kettle here that has the temperature for coffee, which is the perfect temperature to do coffee in. This is a cheddar. Yeah, I think this is a farmhouse cheddar I have on the counter. Actually, I have another one of those in the cheese pot right now as I speak, making another one. It's not the earliest. I know much more people get up much earlier than we do, but we enjoy our slow mornings. So this is a Chemex. I always do pour over coffee in my Chemex. We just use 2 filters, cone size filters. We get them from Walmart. Chemex sells like really expensive filters. No need for that. We just do 2 of the cone filters that are cheap. Today we're using Maxwell House coffee because that budget is tighter and tighter. So whatever gets the job done, we are buying. So that's what we have right now. We usually like the organic from Costco, the Mayagora, I think it is, but this makes good coffee too. I'm going to sprinkle in some cinnamon on top. We do that because it's good for inflammation. It gives it a good flavor, but inflammation is something that we struggle with, and I'm sure most Americans do. So that coffee is heated up. So I'm going to, the first water that you add, you're just going to cover your coffee grinds and allow them to bloom. That's actually going to let them release their oils. It's going to make for a much better coffee if you take the time to allow them to bloom like this. 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, something. I usually walk around, putter around the kitchen, and then come back and fill it all the way up at this point to let it do the pour over. We usually use this Chemex or our French press. Those are the 2 ways we make coffee in the mornings. I do have an espresso that I don't ever use, but I use that when I did use it. I used it more for espresso anyway, to make cappuccinos or lattes, but always for breakfast, our morning cup of coffee is this Chemex or a French press. And this is a 6 cup. Whoa, I turned it. I was trying to show you. It's prettier on this side. Yeah, this is a 6 cup. I think they have a 4 cup or a 6 cup. We do our Yeti mugs hold, I think, 14 ounces. Yeah, I know, it's awful. Worth of coffee, and it's just my husband and I that drink coffee at our house. So this is perfect, fills both of ours up. And we love the homemade pottery. I have a couple of them, but we use the Yetis all the time because they keep our coffee so much warmer for so much longer. So this is actually how I make my bulletproof coffee. My husband does not drink this. He just drinks sugar in his coffee. I do not have sugar, try not to have sugar very often. Definitely not on a daily basis. So in my Vitamix, I love my Vitamix. I know they're pricey. I got mine about 2 years ago, and I love it. I'm so thankful for it. Prices went up though, but I add 1 scoop of collagen, and I just go ahead and put all that in my blender while my coffee is pouring over. And then I do a little bit of MCT oil. I just do a squirt. I don't know. I don't measure it. That's probably a teaspoon and a half, maybe a tablespoon. But that's what I do. That lasts forever, months and months and months. And then this is sunflower lecithin. This gives it the very creamy blended texture, and then it doesn't separate, which is really important if you're going to add any kind of fat to your coffee. It's going to set on the top even if you blend it, unless you add sunflower lecithin, and it's just like 1/8 of a teaspoon. And then this is my sweetener of choice most of the time. I like monk fruit also, but this is stevia and erythritol blend. It's an affordable version, or an affordable sweetener, and it's delicious. There's many other things you could do. It's a choose your own adventure. So that is all that I put in my Vitamix. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour my coffee. Guys, I'm half asleep. It takes me a really long time to get acclimated when I wake up. So I nearly made a humongous mess. Like, I already did make a mess this morning, but that lid is still on the Yeti cup. Yeah, that's my husband's. I would have been so sad if I made a mess. And then I would have had to do coffee longer. It would have been a hard morning. So we caught it. It's okay. No bad happened. But I did make a mess all over the counter. I don't normally do that. So my husband's going to take his. There he is. He was ready for it. And I just pour my coffee in to my Vitamix with all the ingredients that I usually do for my bulletproof coffee. And then this is where the magic is. I look forward to my coffee every morning. I don't want to change it. When I go on vacation, I bring my Vitamix with me. It makes me sad not to have it when we're camping. Yeah, I don't do it while we're camping, but when we're on vacation at like a vacation house, I take it with me and all the ingredients. So you see how dark it was? This is the magic. Oh, it's all frothy and creamy, and it stays like this because of the sunflower lecithin. And that stuff, it's like $12. I was like, oh, forever I didn't want to buy it. I've had it. That was a pound of it I've had it, I know, 2 years. I've never bought it again, and I use it for other things too. Some Trim Healthy Mama plans call for sunflower lecithin in a couple different things. But I'm not sure where you are in your health journey, but cheers to coffee this morning. Thanks for coming along with me this morning making my bulletproof coffee. That's something you definitely Google. I'm not the one that came up with this. This has been around for a while. But Trim Healthy Mama, I think they call it a Trimmy? Maybe. I don't know. But you can use collagen like I do. You can use MCT oil. You can also just use raw butter, which is great, or coconut oil. MCT oil definitely has more nutrition value. It is more expensive, but I find if I get that bottle from Costco, I get the MCT oil and the collagen at Costco. It's so much cheaper there, and I don't have to buy it but once every like 6 months. So because I use it for that. That's it. I don't use MCT oil for anything else. Sorry, I'm doing some multitasking. Yeah, so subscribe if you like this kind of content. Maybe give up bulletproof coffee a try. Sunflower lecithin, I had to order online. You might check. We live not in a big city, so getting special things like that is kind of hard. But it is what gives it that smooth quality once you're blending it and keeping it there so the fat does not rise to the top. I just take a spoon and do the very tip. I think it's like 1/8 of a teaspoon. Just the teeny tiniest bit, and that does awesome. I also use that because we make homemade hot chocolate. Obviously we have the milk cow, so we don't use powdered milk, we use real milk. And I put just a little bit of that sunflower lecithin, and that keeps it smooth so that the chocolate doesn't separate also. So that's a tip if you do get it. And it lasts forever too. You just use a small amount. So God bless, and I speak Jesus to you wherever you are. Goodbye.